हेलो डियर चिल्ड्रन, गुड मॉर्निंग। बच्चों, हम आज यहाँ रीडिंग स्वामी इज एक्सपेल्ड फ्रॉम स्कूल। ये जो लेसन है इसको आपको पढ़ा दिया गया है और क्वेश्चन आंसर भी करवा दिए गए हैं। लेकिन हम देख पा रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे बच्चे अभी भी रीडिंग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं ना। तो देखिए, परीक्षा में पास होना, नंबर पाना एक अलग चीज़ होती है, लेकिन अगर आप इंग्लिश पढ़ने के बाद अगर इंग्लिश रीड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, है ना, बातों को समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं, तो फिर आपका पढ़ने का कोई मतलब नहीं रह जाता है। ठीक है, तो हम यहाँ एक बार फिर से आपको इस लेसन का जो रीडिंग स्किल है इसको अपन डील कर रहे हैं। आपको हम ये कैसे रीड करना है ये बता रहे हैं। ठीक है, कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आप बेहतर ढंग से समझ पाएँ, और अगर आप इसे समझ जाएंगे तो वीडियो को पॉज कर करके आप भी सेम रीडिंग कीजिए, घर में प्रैक्टिस कीजिए। ठीक है, देखिए बच्चों, रीडिंग ए स्वामी इज एक्सपेल्ड फ्रॉम स्कूल। The headmaster entered the class with a slightly flushed face and a hard, ominous look in his eyes. Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but there at the moment. The headmaster surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked, "Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday?" Just a special honor to them, he read out the names of dozen students or so that had attended the class. After that, he read out of the names of that he read out the names of those that had kept away and asked them to stand on their benches. He felt that punishment was not enough and asked them to stand on their desks. Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at that eminence. Then they were lectured. When it was over, they were asked to offer explanation one by one. One said that he had an attack of a headache and therefore could not come to school. He was asked to bring a medical certificate. The second said that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. The headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer who said there would be no school, he deserved to be flogged. Anyway, why did he not come to school and verify? No answer. The punishment was pronounced: 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. The third said that he had an attack of headache. The fourth said that he had stomachache. The fifth said that his grandmother died suddenly, just as he was starting for school. The headmaster asked him if he could bring a letter from his father. No, he had no father. Then, who was his guardian? His grandmother. But the grandmother was dead, was she not? No, it was another grandmother. The headmaster asked how many grandmothers a person could have. No answer. Could he bring a letter from his neighbor? No, he could not. None of his neighbor could read or write because he lived in a very illiterate part of Elman Street. Then the headmaster offered to send a teacher to this illiterate locality to ascertain from the boy's neighbor if the death of the grandmother was a fact. A pause, some perspiration, and then the answer that the neighbor could not possibly know anything about it, since the grandmother died in the village. The headmaster hit him on the knuckles with his cane. called him a strict dog, and pronounced the punishment 15 days suspension. When Swaminathan's turn came, he looked around helplessly. Rajam sat on the third bench in front and resolutely looked away. He was gazing at the blackboard intently, but at the back of his head and the pink ears were visible to Swaminathan. It was an intolerable sight. Swaminathan was in acute suspense lest that head should turn and fix its eyes on his. He felt that he would drop from the desk to the floor if that happened. The pink ears, three benches off, made him incapable of speech. If only somebody would put a blackboard between his eyes and those pink ears. He was deaf to the question that the headmaster was putting to him. A rap on his body from the headmaster's can brought him to himself. Why did you keep away yesterday? Asked the headmaster, looking up. Swaminathan's first impulse was to protest that he had never been absent, but the attendance register was there. No, no, I was stunned. I tried to come, but they took away my cap and burnt it. Many strong men held me down when I tried to come. When a great man is off Dhaka Muslim, slaves of slaves, these were some of the disjointed explanations which streamed into his head and which even at that moment he was discreet enough not to express. He had wanted to mention a headache, but he found to his distress that others beside him had one. The headmaster shouted, "Won't you open your mouth?" He brought the can sharply down on Swaminathan's right shoulder. Swaminathan kept staring at the headmaster with tearful eyes, massaging with his left hand the spot where the can laid. "I will kill you if you keep on staring without answering my question," cried the headmaster. I could not come, stammered Swaminathan. "Is that so?" asked the headmaster, and turning to a boy said, "Bring the peon." Swaminathan thought, "What? Is he going to ask the peon to thrash me? If he does any such thing, I will bite everybody dead." The peon came. The headmaster said to him, "Now say what you know about this rascal on the desk." The peon eyed Swaminathan with a sinister look, grunted and demanded, "Didn't I see you break the panes of the ventilator in my room?" added the headmaster with jest. Here there was no chance of escape. Swaminathan kept staring foolishly till he received another whack on the back. The headmaster demanded what the young brigand had to say about it. The brigand had nothing to say. It was a fact that he had broken the panes. They had seen it. There was nothing more to it. He had unconsciously become defiant and did not care to deny the charge. When another whack came on his back, he ejaculated, "Don't beat me, sir, it pains." This was an invitation to the headmaster to bring down the cane 4 times again. He said, "Keep standing here on this desk, staring like an idiot till I announce your dismissal." Every pore in Swaminathan's body burnt with the touch of the cane. He had a sudden flood of courage, the courage that comes of desperation. He restrained the tears that were threatening to rush out, jumped down, and grasping his books, rushed out, muttering, "I don't care for your dirty school." ठीक है बच्चों, तो इस प्रकार से इस लेसन को रीड करके आपको बताया गया है। आप इससे अभ्यास करें, प्रैक्टिस करें। जो वर्ड आपको टिपिकल हो रहा है उसे पॉज करके वीडियो को एक बार प्रोनाउंस करें, और यदि कुछ समस्या आती है तो फिर आप क्लास में बताएं। थैंक यू।